Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Yep, it's another twofer. One video here, one video on pinball prepping. And of course, you know, the one over here is not going to touch on a topic that might get me a third strike. The one over there is about that topic. Okay, kind of what's going on. So we get into that. One thing I did want to tell everybody here about the October get-together. I now have 137 people who've RSVP'd. So if you are interested, remember I'm limited to 200 people. I might be able to squeeze a few more because I don't think somebody's gonna be out there counting. But if you're interested in coming, please let me know ASAP. All I need you to do is send me an email with the names, first and last, of everybody that's going to attend, who's an adult. I mean, if you're going to have 3 kids with you, just say Tom Smith, Sue Smith, and 3 kids. That's fine. And where you're coming from. And the reason for the where you're coming from is that'll be in your name tag. So somebody says, oh, you're in Billings, Montana, so am I. And, you know, people can get together and maybe start arranging to get together themselves in their local areas. So that's kind of the point. All right. On to the regularly scheduled program. We're pulling out of Afghanistan. As much of a debacle as it is, it was kind of funny listening to Jen Psaki say that there aren't any Americans stranded there today. That was extremely humorous listening to her say that. Because as of last count, there are about 7,500 Americans still in Afghanistan trying to get out. But according to Jen Psaki, they're not stranded. They just want to get out and they can't. Well, you define stranded. The funny part is, though, we're starting to take Afghanis in. They've been landing at Dulles Airport. We had 1,600 people land at Dulles Airport on Monday, and they're all being housed in a community college. Now, I don't know. Are they getting vaccinated? Are they getting vetted? Because apparently these people were fleeing for their lives. I'm doubting they're coming with, a U-Haul truck. You know what I mean? So it's probably the clothes on their back. So how are they getting started? Are we giving them money to go get an apartment and buy clothes? And, who knows? Okay. But, of course, can't think past here. But so as we pull out of the Middle East, guess what's going on? Okay. We all know China's going in, all right? Because they want the rare earths that are in Afghanistan. That's supposedly something like $3 trillion worth of rare earths out there. Okay. Now, kind of understand that. China's been trying to build this Silk Road, to connect Asia and Europe. There was all that talk about building a railroad through Siberia and then the Bering Straits and through Alaska and into Canada and into the United States. Apparently they're $20 billion or $30 billion they want to spend doing that. But, good luck getting through all the red tape that is, Russia and the United States and Canada, and all the completely different laws. But here's the scary part now that we pulled out of the Mideast. Anybody see what was announced today? Joint military exercises in the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf between China, Russia, and Iran. Not 3 countries that are really on our friendlies list, would you say? Okay. Now, think of what goes through the Persian Gulf. The majority of the oil we get. What did Joe Biden do the other day? Begged OPEC to increase oil production. OPEC completely gave him the nice, see you, Joe. Not going to happen. Now, let's think about this. The U.S. operates in the Persian Gulf. The Navy is there all the time to protect oil tankers and stuff like that to get out to sea so they can ship oil to wherever else it needs to go in the world. Now, if you're going to think of this conflict, this interesting part. U.S. warships Chinese warships, Russian warships, and Iranian warships all in the same area at the same time. Okay. Is that just asking for trouble? You know, we just had the Iranians, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, commandeer all those oil tankers. You know, we've had them fire on American ships. We've had the Russians buzz American ships. You know, so tensions are going to be quite high. Now, what the U.S. Navy does, I don't know. Under Joe, I'd expect him to turn tail and run. Joe's got a yellow stripe on his back that's, wider than his shoulders. But this is the bigger concern I have, is if you have the Iranians, the Russians, and the Chinese all in there, and supposedly this is for joint military drills to protect against piracy. Well, that's kind of what the U.S. is already doing there. So are they expecting the U.S. to leave? Has Biden already said the U.S. is going to leave the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman? I mean, we don't know. The White House hasn't told us the truth yet in 8 months. Why do you expect us to start now? But think about this. Joe took us from a energy exporter and turned us into an energy importer. I mean, we've all seen gas prices have gone up about 75% since the Democrats took control of Washington. Okay, 8 months, 75% increase in price of gasoline, heating oil, propane, whatever it would be. Now, you had the whole Nord Stream 2 deal from Russia to Germany, cut Ukraine out. Okay, so there's a petroleum-based thing. You remember Russia's pretty much their entire economy is built on petroleum. The Middle East's entire economy is built on petroleum. Okay. And now if you have Russia, Iran, and China who wants to become the world reserve currency, and y'all know we work on the petrodollar because it certainly ain't backed by gold anymore. What's to say that hellish trinity there decides to block all oil, and we have a oil embargo or an oil blockade in the Persian Gulf, and nothing comes out? Where do you think your fuel prices are going? Oil, gasoline, heating oil, natural gas, propane. It's not like you can turn on the oil sands or turn on the fracking or turn on the domestic oil production like that. Can't get that. So what are you going to see if this happens? And they've already announced they are going to do this. You could see a massive spike in oil, supply and demand. If the supply goes down and the demand stays the same, poof, the prices go through the freaking roof. This is what we all talked about at the beginning of the year, guys. $4 a gallon of gas. There's been places that have talked about $10 a gallon of gas by next summer. This is exactly what it would be. It kind of all gets swept under the rug. And no, you can't say that the Afghanistan move, importing people or evacuating people and bringing them into the United States is a false flag to cover that up. I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, we're going to send nuclear bombs to Beijing, and that's going to be a false flag for something. I mean, you don't have them this big. Okay, you're not trying to hide something like this. But the joint exercises in the Persian Gulf and in the Gulf of Oman is mysteriously not being reported by the media. Go figure. And of course, we know how that goes. The White House doesn't want us to know. The media doesn't want us to know. They want to paint Joe with this nice rosy picture going, look how great of a job he's doing. Yeah, all right. Just watch. If you have the ability, common sense would say, fill your heating oil now, fill your propane now. Whatever you can do in the way of gasoline. I know everybody's going to say, well, there's not a gasoline shortage. I hear that every time there's some story about gasoline coming on. And it's like, well, it didn't happen tomorrow. Well, here's the point, guys. All right, we're preppers, okay? We prepare for what's going to happen. We analyze all this stuff and figure it out so we are ahead of the game. So when the rest of the world is freaking out, we're sitting back going, yeah, I got mine taken care of 2 months ago. That's what a prepper does, okay? We are proactive, not reactive. If you are reactive, you are not a prepper. It's just as simple as that, okay? You know, prepping is not, oh my God, the hurricane's coming. It'll be here in 2 days. I'm going to the store today. That's not prepping. That's panicking, okay? Prepping is going, yeah, the hurricane's coming in 2 days and I got my food 6 months ago. That's prepping. So, just something that's going on in the world that slides on by and nobody seems to notice. Go check out the other video. See y'all later. Pinball out.